we won't look at each other as happy. So Jen is the resident historian of the Educational Resource Center. She's been here the longest. And so I thought I would share what I have to share with Jen, starting at the place where I pick up in the story. Jen was the very first person that I met at the ERC, and it came about because I was taking a course in my grad program called Issues in School Counseling. And what ended up happening was I recognized most of the people in your class like you do with your cohort, and then one of the other cohorts from SED, and then a smattering of other individuals. And in this first class, on the very first day, there's this woman, and she was challenging the professor, she was outspoken, she made her opinions known.
That doesn't sound like Jen.
Well, spoiler alert, it was Jen. So I had gotten it in my head that I needed more experience beyond my practicum, and I needed an internship. And I showed up at Disability Services to have a meeting with Lori. Lori is not here anymore.
Yeah, she just cut it off.
Damn it, she comes in this story. It's such a great point. Anyway, Lori had a internship, and I tried to get it, and she didn't want me.
Be sure to share that on Monday.
Fair enough. Anyway, to be fair, she needed a 2-year commitment. It wasn't a big thing. But she handed me a card and sent me on my way and said someone else in a different office might need an intern. So back to the first night I met Jen. I left class, went to Barnes & Noble, and you know that floor with the textbooks is kind of like IKEA and very difficult to find exactly what you need very quickly. And I'm looking for my books, and I hear this very familiar, loud laugh in the next aisle over, and I hear something, something, working with college students, something, something, resource center. And oh my God, this is my moment. And so I run around the corner, and I see my friend Brent, and she's talking to this tall, curly-haired woman that has this air of you want to give her a hug. Immediately, it's just there. Except you also know that part of the reason why you want to give her a hug is because you know that if she turns on you, she's going to kick your ass. And so, of course, I run around with my arm outstretched and the business card going, "Do you know this guy?" Which was totally polite and very smooth, I admit. And so that kicked off a quick conversation with Jen being who she is. She was an excellent listener. She was just a consummate helping professional. And she talked to me for a few minutes about what it is that I wanted to do. And she's like, "I work for that office." I said, "Yes." And a couple weeks later, I had an interview and started working as the grad intern at the ERC. So here we are, 7 years later. And 7 years later, and I'm doing the same stuff.
Yes, Terry.
Anyway, so we're here 7 years later, and I'm trying to say goodbye to someone who has meant the world to me. And one of the things that I've been trying to look at and find comfort in, and believe me, there's very few things that's comforting about Jen leaving, is that it's not the tangible impacts that she's had on the ERC. It's not how she's been so pivotal in getting us into this new building. It's not the programs that she's created and refined and maintained. It's the fact that Jen has the ability to give your soul a nudge in just the right direction. And sometimes it's a gentle nudge, and sometimes it's a forceful nudge. More like a shove. And I'm not the only one. I've seen it happen with our front desk assistants. I've seen it happen with our student ambassadors. I've seen it happen with the writing fellows. I've seen it happen with the entire ERC staff, with her NASPA colleagues. I've seen it happen with many of you in this room. And that's Jen's lasting legacy, is that for everyone that's had the honor of working with her, to be part of that energy of wanting to both give her a hug and being slightly afraid. As she moves into this new direction in her life, every single person that she's worked with at this university, every single student that she's had contact with, is all moving to becoming their better selves. And in student affairs, I can't really offer any more high praise than that. So one thing that I hope when Monday rolls around and Jin's not here with us, that she'll know just how much she's meant to all of us.